Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel. I know I've been away like the whole school year. I thought I was going to be able to keep up with the YouTube thing and be a teacher at the same time, but that's not what happened. I am here to talk to you about my experience as a teacher during this whole worldwide situation. So yes, we began the school year as you saw my getting ready my classroom, but my students did not see the classroom at all year. So we only had our students for like a week after spring break, like after Holy Week break. And after that, they had to go home again because in our town, the cases were going up too high. So basically, I decorated my classroom for myself and the sons and daughters of my teacher friends who had their kids at school, but they were the only kids. And we rotated them between us. When they were taking my classes, they were with me, and when they were taking the other classes, they were with the other teachers. So the experience was rough at the beginning because I'd never had to do so many technological things before. Yes, I know how to do like Word and like PowerPoint and like all of these things, but I had to open up a YouTube because the first semester I was recording my science classes so that the students would do them at home. So I would record myself with the lesson, telling them what to do, explaining to them the concept, giving them examples. I even dressed up as different things, and then they would do the work at home, like at their own pace. But they did have a due date to handing in the work, but I gave them 2-3 days for handing in said work for science class. But for English class, I was there with them virtually learning. And the experience of virtual learning was, like I said before, a little bit rough at the beginning because it was hard because of connection, and some students couldn't figure out how to, like, for example, have their quizzes open at the same time as they were in the class. So like we figured out different things throughout the year. The things that I used as tools for my students to learn were Google Forms. I used Google Slides. We used Google Classroom for handing out assignments and for them to hand in the assignments. Email, we also did quizzes, some Kahoot here and there. Some of us also use Boom cards, but mostly it was quizzes or Google forms. And as the students pan out in the year, I could see them develop in some areas, like the reading. Some of them improved a lot their reading, others improved a lot their paying attention in class, others listened better because all of these distracting factors that students sometimes have in the classroom were not there. Like the classmate that speaks a little bit too much or that stands up too much. And it's not like I don't have control of the students in the classroom, but students are going to be students, kids are kids, and sometimes, well, there's some things that they cannot control. But being by themselves in their home, some of them supervised, some of them semi-supervised, and others without supervision at all, help them improve in a lot of the skills that they needed to go to the next grade. And I am really happy about that. As a teacher, I felt completed and that I succeeded doing that this year. I saw some students grow and develop in their attitude or their mindset. It was really rewarding, and in the end, for them and for me as a teacher too. Even though I didn't have them face to face, I feel like we bonded. We did this thing called drive-throughs. So the kids will go in their car in front of the school, and we will greet them and give them goodie bags. And we would have like these people like dressing characters, for example, like Mickey, Minnie, the Grinch we got on Christmas. And for the last day of school, drive through, we had Stitch. So it was really awesome because then we would set up like this area where they could take the photo with this person, but this person had a mask plus the costume outfit. So everything was really safe for the students and the parents and all the whole school community. Yes, we would like side hug and like try not to be as close to each other, but we felt close enough. That last few days of school when we were just like reviewing for final test and like talking about how the year had been and like their experience, it was really bittersweet for me because, for example, the second graders that I have been waiting for a while to teach them because they are a really, really good group since they were in pre-kindergarten, and I know some of them since they were in pre-kindergarten. So I was really looking forward to being their teacher this year, and I had to be their teacher through this whole situation. So in the end, some of them cried, and like through the virtual thing, and was like, "We love you. We're gonna miss you." And I told them I wasn't gonna be their teacher anymore. And some of them kind of like didn't like that, but I told them, "But you're gonna go to a great teacher. You're gonna love third grade. It's gonna be fantastic." But then when the school year ended for them, but we were still at the school, I found out possibly that I will be able to teach them science this upcoming school year. So I'm actually really happy that I get to do that with them if that happens. But my principal just told me a couple hours ago that there was some changes in the schedule. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to teach third grade science this year again with that specific group. But in overall, the experience was really good. And I hope that the students take those skills that they learned while being at home and bring it back to the classroom this upcoming school year, and that they keep developing their reading skills and their comprehension skills, which were really important because they could focus at home without these other outside distractions or things that happen while you're at school. And some of them got better in like those types of skills and their understanding of like math and like foreign English concepts like idiomatic expressions and verbs like irregular verbs and all that nitty gritty grammar stuff. I locked it down with them. I would have liked to do more, but the school year wasn't as long as I wanted it to be, and we kept our holidays. So if we would have removed like our holidays, because here in Puerto Rico we have some different holidays than the U.S. We celebrate both the U.S. ones and the Puerto Rico ones, but if we had taken out the Puerto Rican holidays, we would have had like 2 extra weeks of school or so, and it would have been a little bit better, or we could have accomplished a lot more. But I am happy with what I did, and the students were really happy with what they accomplished this year. Parent reception was so because, well, some of them couldn't be there with their kids all the time. Some with the technological stuff, they were not good. Some students were with their grandparents and people like that don't have like the technological side of their lives or something like that. But we made it through. I was very open. I helped them all the time. I took them step by step on how to like open up a new tab on your computer or open up a new tab on your computer. I told them to use their browser for Google Meet instead of the app, so that they could open, for example, when we were doing the test through quizzes, they had to do it with me while connected. So they will have to have 2 tabs open, one for me to be with them connected and one for the test, or when we did Google Forms too. But with the ones who couldn't do it because they were using a phone or like a specific type of technological device that couldn't let them do that, I will tell them to connect. I will mark them as present. They will do the test. I will check the test, and then I will let them. They will have to come back. I will check the test, and then I will tell them to that they could leave for the day. Because sometimes when we did the tests, after they were done with the test, I will let them go and will not have them to give them like a little break, because sometimes things piled up or like they had something else to do for another class or something like that. I love each and every one of my students. It was a very good experience. Let me know in the comments down below what was your experience if you were a teacher or a parent or a grandparent or a tutor or a homeschooling person. And how did you go through these teaching school year, which was a learning experience for all of us.